borderradio.org, and on the KOFA app, a listener-supported service of Arizona Western College since 1970. Thank you for listening. What's Up Yuma is next. It's 10 o'clock.
Donations come in many forms: a sustaining monthly contribution, a one-time gift, even that extra vehicle you no longer need. Learn more about the advantages of donating a vehicle. You'll help power public radio. Visit kawc.org/cars for more information and to start your donation today. And thanks.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Carmen Márquez.
And on today's program, we'll have Carmen Márquez.
Hey, we said that 2 times.
Yeah, you're going to be our first guest on the show.
So excited.
Yeah, people are going to get to know you, and it's going to be really cool. Good introduction to our guest host for hopefully quite some time. People seem to like you so far, so here we go. As well as Nolan Hare, who books all the entertainment at Tanks Brewing Company. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show at the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget that you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Carmen Márquez,
who is also the guest today, getting interviewed. She's going to be in the hot seat. Oh, yeah, there's nobody in that seat. I saw Cecilia go to that one. That's empty. So we got Carmen over here in the hot seat today because it would be good to people get to know who's going to be helping me for a while, like, for as long as you could put up with me, I guess. Oh,
my gosh. I'm first of all, I'm super grateful and excited to be here. And I love the Yuma community because I'm from here, too. Yeah. So it's good to be back.
Yeah. So let's get into that. So originally from Yuma. So were you born here?
Yep. Born in Yuma. It's me. It's my parents, my 2 brothers, born and raised in Yuma, Arizona until I was 10 years old. So I went to Pecan Grove, O.C. Johnson.
O.C. Johnson in the house. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Harvest for a bit. And then, and then we moved to Mexico.
Yeah. That's, I asked you off air if that's what you did, because I've interviewed your brother, Nestor.
Yep.
I think I've done it twice. I don't remember. I did once.
Shout out to Nestor and Diego.
Yeah, Diego and Nestor. What's up, guys? You got to get you guys on the show sometime. Nestor always tells me yes, and then he ghosts me.
They're playing busy, okay?
Yeah, he's super busy. I know he's traveling in the way of the arches. If you know what that is, you got to go look at the Grace Dental Instagram page. But so, yeah, I asked you off air if you moved to Mexico with the family, if that was a thing. So growing up in Yuma, though, you like it? You like going to school here? You love it?
Absolutely. I mean, I love being part of it, a small community. I mean, my dad is from Algodones, Mexico.
Okay.
My mom was from South Mexico, from Mexico City. But anyway,
is she, actual Mexico City?
Yeah. She was born in Mexico City.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My grandfather worked in immigration for Mexico, so they moved from state to state, right? So she was from Colima and Michoacan and all these other places.
I like the way that one sounds, Michoacan. Like when people say it, it just sounds cool.
It's Michoacan.
Michoacan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There you go. Thank you.
But it was really nice. I mean, the reason that my mom decided to take us to Mexico was because my older brother Diego, who's also a dentist, he was in Yuma High, and he was starting to get involved in gangs, right? He was becoming a cholo.
See, wait, okay, so yeah, when I interviewed Nestor, he didn't say which one, if it was him or Diego, but it was Diego,
it was Diego.
And Diego seems like the sweetest, nicest,
super chill guy.
Yeah, chill guy, but around a certain environment, you know, high school especially, you try to fit in.
Yeah.
Right? If that's what you're around, then that kind of becomes you if you're trying to do that. And what high school kid isn't trying to fit in and find their place?
Yeah.
So it's something that's not native. Like you said, you're in my radio this weekend. I grew up in Okietown, and it's not like I wanted to be involved in it, but it was just I literally walked next door either side, and there it is. It's what are we going to go do? We're going to go destroy this, and we're going to go rob this, and we're going to, that was just okay, I'm in 7th grade, 6th grade. It was just part of it.
It's part of it. I remember going to Sears with Diego, my brothers. They started buying Dickies and they started like dressing a certain way. Yeah. And my mom was like, this is not what I want for my kids. She didn't understand that we were eventually going to grow out of it. I mean, not including myself because I was just like 10 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
But
you weren't a 10-year-old chola?
No.
You didn't have eyeliner 10-year-old?
I wanted to be.
You wanted? Okay.
Low-key, I did.
All right.
But no. But yeah, my mom, we started getting like the police department like outside of our home here and there a couple times. Diego went to juvie a couple times too. So it was the right move. I think my mom did what was right.
Yeah. So she saw there was something going on. This isn't my kids. This is what I wanted. And she said, it's time to go to Mexico. And so I'm going to bring up your brother again. Your brother said where you lived, there wasn't much to do other than schoolwork. Is that true? Or
in Mexico?
In Mexico.
Well, I think like that was my parents' like purpose and vision, right? They told us like, you're going to Mexico because you're going to go to school and you're going to get to know your culture, right?
Oh, gotcha.
There was actually a lot going on. Like we first got to Uruapan, Michoacan, and then it was Morelia, Michoacan, which is the capital of Michoacan, of the state of Michoacan. But it was pretty unsafe because then you had like the cartels running those areas, right? So
did you ever see anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you saw it.
It was like so common. Like I was in 5th grade when I moved to Mexico. 5th grade. And like the students around me, my friends, they were like, oh yeah, my dad's a narco. Like my dad is involved. And it was just like so normal.
So it's kind of interesting though, like, because they moved from Yuma High to get out of gangs and then go to Mexico where the narco lifestyle is right there in front of you.
Yeah.
So how, or like how she was able to navigate that to like okay, you're not going to get involved in that because again, where the narco thing or just my reference from the drug dealers when I was growing up, they had the cool cars, they had these things. So it's like, it becomes part of like, well, I want that. Yeah. Well, this is a fast way to get it, but it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. And I have no clue why it didn't happen. But the thing is, my mom did make an effort to, and I say my mom a lot because she was the one who had that vision, right? My dad was just like a guy from Algodones, right? His biggest dream was like to move to Yuma, to cross the border and like, live in Yuma. So that was my dad's dream, and he had already accomplished
and he made it. Yeah,
he made it.
Yep.
My mom, she thought differently. So immediately put my brothers and I in like acting classes, guitar classes, like painting school.
Oh, wow.
That was like, okay, I need to like move them to art, and then that was the way out.
Gotcha.
And school, but we were kids, so we had to be in school.
So what did you take to? Any particular? Did you learn to play an instrument? Were you an artist?
I was a really shy kid.
You were shy
all along. So my mom was like, we need to get you into acting classes.
In acting? In Mexico?
In Mexico.
Okay.
So that really helped me. Like I started talking.
Yeah. Okay. Much. Well, yeah. Now you don't shut up. No, I'm just kidding. No. So you're talking though, like you're getting in front of people, because acting, that's pretty intimidating for somebody that's shy.
Yeah. Especially because we grew up in Yuma, so I didn't really know Spanish. I didn't really know how to write in Spanish. And I knew how to like say like, hola, buenos dias, like, the general like ways of getting.
Hola, ¿cómo está? I mean, nobody has one.
Yeah, but like they took us to like South Mexico. Like, so it was a culture shock for sure. Like I didn't know how to communicate with like my little friends, and my grandparents were the ones who raised us. And when that was happening, my grandpa would sit down with me and he'd be like, okay, we're going to read this book in Spanish and you're going to.
Did he know English?
He didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't. So it was tough, but I had my brothers, and that's why we're so tight, to this day, because we kind of like understood like how much of a culture shock it was, like how misunderstood we felt. Like in Yuma, we were like, you're not American, and in Mexico they were like, yeah, you're not Mexican.
You're not Mexican.
So like,
either,
who are we?
Yeah. Then you have to find that out, and it sounds like within that tight knit brother and sister relationship, you were able to have something and hold on to.
Yeah.
Right. And so Nestor told me that school became popular for him, and like all the kids were studying, and so he wanted to study, and now he's a dentist.
They became a dentist
because that was part of the thing. It's like, well, what are you going to be? And he said he felt that pressure. How about you growing up there? So you were still young. When did you guys come back to Yuma?
So I was 21 years old, and
when you guys came back?
When I came back, I was 21. So you were out there for 11 years.
You were out. Oh, okay.
Yeah. we were raised in Mexico pretty much.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm 32 right now. So it's been 11, 12 years. Yeah. And my brother's finished dental school, and there's Algodones. That's where my dad is from. And my dad just helped them like set up their dental offices there. And that's how they started. I, on the other hand, didn't know what to do with my life. Like I've always been like super curious about different topics. So I was like, am I really going to go to school for I went to law school for like 6 months.
Really?
I went to
Did you like to argue too? Is that why? Or what?
Yes.
Law school? Or
also,
what?
because I'm very nerdy. I'm very into like politics too. So I was like, okay, maybe this is the way to go about it. But then I immediately found out that Mexico was so corrupt that I was like, I am not going to become a lawyer in Mexico. Cause like,
what are you going to do? Right? Like if it's corrupt, like how much power do you really have? It takes that kind of the wind out of your sails.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to get involved in anything that's corrupt. So, okay, let's go. So I also wanted to become a dietitian. We had a dietitian in the show yesterday.
I had another one email us today, like wanted to come on the show. So I think the universe is trying to tell me something.
There's a trend here.
Yeah. I see you got like a shake over there. That looks healthy.
It's a protein shake.
Protein shake.
Yeah.
What's up, Carmen?
Hello.
Yeah. So, okay. So you're doing that. So I want to go back real quick and just, so the acting though, did that play any part in it?
I think it did. Like we, including myself and my brothers, we just became really artistic. Like we were not afraid to express. We were not afraid to like show up and talk. And that helped me communicate with like not only like my peers, but it was just like with adults, with elders. Like, and then in Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico, where we were living, it was a very political state. You had protests going on everywhere. So for me, I was always curious, like, what's going on? Like, why are they like closing off the street? Why is this? So I would go and ask people.
You would, how old are you at this point?
I was 18, 17.
18, you're out 19. There and something's going on. People are upset. They want change. And you're saying, why? What's going on? Why are you so angry?
But in my mind, I never thought I could become a journalist. In Mexico, they kill journalists, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't,
unless you tell the right story, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, or if you're rich, that's how you make it on like TV or radio in Mexico. So I was like, there's no chance. And I told my parents, and they were like, yeah, do you want to like starve yourself? And I was like, okay, let's not do that. That was not the route.
Gotcha.
So law school, nutrition, and then I did culinary arts for a bit. Gave up on all of them. I was like, this is not my thing.
So gave up or redirected?
Redirected.
Okay.
That's the word.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you got redirected because it was, you tried it sounds like, and you said the words out of your own mouth, it's not your thing.
Yeah.
So then did you start to kind of come into your own and kind of, what is my thing? And about what age was that?
I've always been of this idea that like, I'm not going to pursue something that I don't completely love, that I'm not completely passionate about. So I don't like to waste time where I'm like, where my heart is not at.
Right. Real quick, I probably shouldn't say this since I'm at AWC, but I came here for like 2 days or 2 weeks, like 2 classes. And I'm like, yeah, my heart's not in it. And then I learned everything the hard way. Right. It's like I'm not going to do school, and I go to the school of hard knocks and learn it the hard way. But you said you didn't have time for it. You're like, okay, I got to do this.
So
just one other thing, follow your bliss. Have you ever heard that before?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Joseph Campbell. If you ever look into Joseph Campbell, that's his whole thing. If you follow your bliss, whatever you do, you're going to be successful in it. If that's your thing, if you're passionate about it, follow it. Whether if like, I want to be a drummer for a rock band, whatever that dream is, if you follow that to its degree, you're going to make it happen because it excites you, and something in the universe gets excited, and it's like this dance. So, okay. So you said, I'm going to follow my bliss.
I'm going to follow my bliss. I had no clue like what was going to happen. My family comes back to Arizona, to Yuma, Arizona. And my mom tells me, if you want to finish school in Mexico, you can do that. But I was like, I don't want to stay on my own in Mexico. Like really, like it's a bit violent right now. It's unsafe. I just don't want to. So I was like, I'll just go back to Yuma too. Like I want to be with the family. That was like a big longing for me as a kid. Like they took me from my parents when I was 10. So it's just like with a good purpose and vision, but I was hurt for the longest time. Right. So I was like, okay, I want to be back with the family no matter where this is. So it was Yuma. So Yuma is always home, and Yuma has like this big like symbol of like warmth and comfort for me. That's why I love it here so much. So I come back to Yuma, but I don't have anything because I didn't finish school in Mexico. And I was also 21 years old. I remember I had like no driver's license, no credit cards. I feel like everyone here at 21, like you either have like 2 babies in a house and like 2 credit cards.
That happens in Yuma. That's a Yuma thing. Yeah. Like sometimes more babies than that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but I felt like I have nothing. So my brothers did have their career and they were starting their office in algodones. And I thought like, what am I going to do? And, I remember thinking like, if I don't do something, if I don't make something happen, like depression is just going to overtake. And so I started applying. I remember I applied to work in La Lechuga. Like I wanted to like pick up lettuce. Yeah. I did it for like a day. And then I was like, I cannot do this. This is too much. I woke up like at 3 a.m. It was like one of my mom's friends who like, helped me get in. And then I applied to volunteer at the hospital at the Yuma Regional Medical Center. And it was like a nutrition class. And I had to make shakes and salads for like elders. It was like one of those classes. And I was like, this is not it, guys. This is not it. Yeah. So one of those days I was like, I was scrolling through TV, local TV. And I saw that they had a small, like a 5-minute community segment for Telemundo, right? So like Spanish news. And I saw that they had like some grammatical errors. Like they didn't have accents, right? And I remember reading a book back then that was like, you have to search for opportunity where there is a need.
Yes, absolutely.
And I thought like, and also like I came back from Mexico, and I was like so proud of my Mexican roots that I was like, we're at the border. Like I cannot allow like grammatical errors.
Gotcha.
Like,
okay.
So I emailed the news director from Ernesto Romero from KYMA.
Shout out to Ernesto.
And it was just a random email. And I was like, hi, my name is Carmen Márquez. I am 21 years old. I just got back from Mexico. Like, that's not even like professional, right? I just got back from Mexico and I want to help out. I didn't even like say or state that the reason, right?
Yeah, because you forgot some accents over. Yeah.
It was just like, can I help? And like 2 hours later, he answers and he's like, hey, is this for a college credit? And I was like, no, I'm not in college. And he was like, okay, come by the office tomorrow.
Really? Within 2 hours?
Yeah. And I met up with Ernesto in person, and he just noticed that I was eager to do something with my life. And he was like, okay, can you translate from like Fox and CNN to Spanish? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay. He's like, you can start volunteering here. So I became a volunteer.
Wow.
At the local station.
I love that. Yes.
And so I was translating, and then little by little, they were like, Carmen, like, can you get an interview? Do you know how to use a camera? And I was like, no, but just tell me how and I'll go do it. Carmen, can you do this voiceover? Yeah. And I was like on YouTube, like, how do you do this?
How to do a voiceover? Yeah, exactly.
And
YouTube University.
YouTube University is, I don't know if we can. But so that happens. And then 2 months in, the anchor, Fernanda Robles, shout out to Fernanda Robles. I don't know what she's doing right now, but she was the anchor back then. She would have to drive to Yuma from El Centro every day to do those like 5 minutes on air. And then, so it was a lot for her. One day she calls in sick, and Ernesto's like, we need someone who speaks Spanish to fill in.
Wow. There it is.
And I'm like, yeah, I think Eduardo Santiago, someone who was like doing like assignment edition, he was the one who said like, Carmen can do it. She speaks Spanish. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? I had never done anything like this, right? Like it was not the vision, not the intention. And Ernesto just looks at me and he's like, all right, he's like, let's go get you fixed at the hair salon. Like, let's just, so,
yeah, exactly. Let's get you fixed up.
Yeah.
You got to be TV ready.
And I was TV ready. I hosted that 5-minute segment. They loved it.
Oh, wow.
Because I spoke Spanish.
Yeah, well, okay.
It was like, I grew up in Mexico. I speak Spanish. And yeah, so maybe like a month later, they call me into the office, Ernesto, and he's like, hey, we are starting a new 5 and 10 p.m. newscast for Telemundo. It's going to be the first like Telemundo in the region. Would you like to produce an anchor?
Wow.
And I'm still like, hey, Ernesto, but because I was in college, I was at AWC.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was like, but I haven't finished school. And he's like, Carmen, he's like, go talk to your parents and come back. Like, come back tomorrow. Like, think about it. And my family was like in shock. They were like, Carmen? Like, you're the shy girl. Like, you're. And I was like, yeah. And of course, I took the opportunity. Right.
Yeah,
like, that was, that's been me. Like, I never say no.
You just do it. That's the same thing. I just figure it out. Like that's been the common thread and theme throughout my life. So we're going to take a quick break, not because I want to, but because I have to. And we're going to come back and see how that journey led you to LA and then back to Yuma.
Okay.
All right. We're going to do that right after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
K-pop fans, let's take a little trip into the future, shall we? Join me this Wednesday at 7 p.m. to hear from fifth-generation K-pop artists. We're going to hear from groups who have debuted since 2023. Groups like To Us, Boy Next Door, Baby Monster. So if you want to hear what the future of K-pop sounds like, join me for the K-pop For Border 5th Generation show this week on KOFA Border Radio, streaming on web and the KWC Border app on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Are you new to the What's Up Yuma podcast on 94.7 FM? Or perhaps you've missed one of the live streams or you'd like to see that interview again? You can do so if you go to the KAWC Public Radio YouTube channel. We've archived each and every episode just for you. You can watch it again and even share it with a friend. You can subscribe to our channel and then you'll always know what's up. You're welcome.
The Yuma County Library District provides activities and resources at its branches for people of all ages. Events include story time, citizenship classes, bilingual programs, crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit yumalibrary.org.
If you're tired of listening to long commercials before finally hearing music, look no further. We've got you covered. Whether you're searching on your radio, trying to find an app to play some tunes, or need background music playing on your computer while finishing up some work, KOFA Border Radio is your non-commercial place for music.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here speaking with Carmen Márquez, who's going to be my co-host for the foreseeable future. There we go. I got that out. She's going to be here for as long as she could put up with me. But this has been going great so far. I love learning about you, getting to know you. So you got this opportunity. Nestor says, you're up. Let's do it. Got you in a salon, fixed your hair, got you good looking. You're doing it. So how long were you at KYMA?
So I was
Telemundo?
I think it was a 2-year contract, but I left like about like a year and 8 months. It was amazing. It was a beautiful experience, and I'm forever grateful with Ernesto Romero.
Yeah.
Like to this day, he's like one of my best friends.
And that's how it should be in life. You always keep that, like you know that where you got your start. Like just last week, I just went on to Russ Clark's thing and said, I appreciate you. You know, I don't see him all the time, but it's like you got to keep that.
No, but I mean Ernesto, like I do find him here and there at like Jimmy D's or something. Anyway, so
I know him from the Crest, but anyway, go ahead.
So he gives me this opportunity. He pushes me to grow and to be better every single day, right? And like I was telling you off air, in journalism, you have many students from Ivy League schools starting in a small market in Fresno and Yuma.
Because this is a market where people start. Yuma, that's like a start.
That's when they come in after college.
But you're saying people with degrees come here to start, and you're somebody that just said, "Hey, you're the next one up. Go do it because you speak Spanish."
Yeah, but as that was happening, I remember I was like, I need to continue my education. So I did come to AWC. I graduated from AWC with an Associate of Arts. So I was like full time in school and then full time anchor and producer. And it's been a journey, right? Like I never thought I was going to make it to TV in Yuma. And then of course I never dreamt about making it to television like nationally.
So you said a year and 8 month in,
Yeah.
you leave because of an opportunity?
Yep. So I think it was the beginning of the first like Trump administration, right? And I started noticing that there was like a lot of concern in the Latino community in San Luis, Arizona, in Somerton, in Yuma. Like I saw like a lot of families that would usually be like out and about. They were kind of hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, we can start creating like little forums in like all these Catholic churches. And maybe we'll bring like an immigration attorney, some stations. And we just like, we give our community the tools to like, get out of like their doubts or hesitations or whatever they were thinking. So, started doing that. And one of those times I invited Radio Campesina, which is one of the radio stations, and they play like regional Mexican music. And I didn't know they were national. Like I thought they were just like from Yuma.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was the second forum that I did. I invited them and they broadcasted the forum nationally. And then they were like, Carmen, like, would you be interested in like moving to Phoenix? We have a national show. Can you host a show from Phoenix? And it was like, it was the first time that I moved out on my own.
Wow.
They called me on a Monday and I had to be like hosting the next Monday.
No way.
So they gave me like a week notice.
You had 1 week.
And mind you, like I come from a Mexican family. So my dad is super conservative. And his first reaction was like, you're not leaving this house until you're married.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dad, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm going to go do the work that I love doing. So I talked to Ernesto and I obviously wanted to also pursue like journalism at a university. So I moved to Arizona State University, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. And he's always been supportive, Ernesto Romero. And he just said like, go, take the opportunity. Like it's national radio. I
love that about Ernesto. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. And he also was like, you need to pursue your higher education. So go and do it. I left. I lived in Phoenix on my own for the first time. I hosted this radio show called Punto de Vista, Point of View. It was Monday through Friday. And we did like politics, health, immigration, news. And that was the first time that anything that happened like in the migrant community in the United States, they would have me like, they would send me off with like mics on my own to just cover. Ooh. So I was covering like the zero tolerance policy in like Texas, the migrants that were in Tijuana. And this was all like intensive journalism. Like you want a crash course, like that's it.
There it is.
So that happens. I stay in Radio Campesina for a couple years and almost 2 years. And then Telemundo Network, they somehow like found me and they came to interview me in Phoenix and they said like, hey, like we're already like booking our guest or like our correspondence for like the next election term. Would you be interested? So I just said yes again.
Yes,
right?
that common thread with the yeses, like if go do it.
Yeah. And I remember it was the first Democratic debate and they had to fly me to Miami because that's where like the headquarters for Telemundo and some of NBC is. And my mom, she I don't think she doubted me, but it's like, it comes from fears. I remember my mother telling me like, Carmen, like this could be human trafficking. How are they flying you to Miami?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm here thinking like, no, mom, like this is legit.
This is NBC, mom. Come on.
Yeah. Like, come on. So yeah, that's how I went from Yuma to Phoenix to national.
Okay. And that's in LA?
They were like, you can be based wherever you want.
Oh.
We're just going to have to be flying you to like LA and Miami very often.
Okay.
So I just decided to like move to Los Angeles and I was there for 7 years and I just got back to Yuma.
So you're there 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at your Instagram page. You've covered a lot of the tense moments. At least I didn't go so far back, but I saw you covered a lot of the tense moments with the pushback
mm-hmm.
from the ICE raids,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So you're in the thick of it. Has that been part of your your journalism career over there? Is covering those tough, heated moments?
Yeah, absolutely. I did that last year in the summer. But I've, when I was working with Telemundo and NBC in Los Angeles. So that was NBC4 and Telemundo 52.
Yeah.
So when I was with them, I was an anchor and reporter.
Oh, you
so
were anchor there. Okay. So there
I
you
would
go.
be the weekend anchor. Like we had a 6 and 11 p.m. show. And then we had a Monday through Wednesday, like a normal newscast, but I reported. And those were like just, you know, if you had like a shooting in LA, if you have a court case, P. Diddy or like anything, I had to be in the court. I had to be covering the fires. But yeah, there came a point where I just thought like, this is never ending. Like the news in Los Angeles, like we always have breaking news. And as a journalist or as a reporter for them, like you're always on call. And no matter if it's like your father's funeral, your kid's birthday, you are on call and you have to cover the fire because that's the most relevant thing. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I had a life. Like I didn't have a personal life.
Yeah.
And I crave that. I was like, how in the world? Like, I feel like my brothers are so happy. They're living this like, you know, this life where they get to spend special moments with their loved ones. And I said, I need to go independent. Also, like a big part of this. Oh my gosh, and we're running out of time.
Yeah. Well, let's do 2 minutes. So so then you become independent.
I become independent.
So, and that's a big risk. And but you want a life. Yeah. And so, what was that like?
I went independent and I started doing like not only like reports, but also like productions for different outlets. So last year I produced for Mexico for an outlet called Latinos. I produced for London for Channel 4 News in London.
Wow.
And I not only did I help them work on the ICE raids in Los Angeles, but also we did a documentary and it was like my first documentary, right? Production. So yeah. And a big part of being independent is just having complete authority, or how do you even call it, of whatever you put out there, right? Mm-hmm. When you're with a big outlet, you have to be careful with like not putting certain names out there, certain corporations.
Yep.
And I know the public appreciates that full transparency. Mm-hmm. Like nowadays with social media, you can't lie to people.
No. And it's better not to. But yeah, I've had those conversations when I'm on air and it's like, they're one of our sponsors. Don't ever say that again, you know, stuff like that. But then you're independent, you're filling it, you're doing that for how long were you independent?
I've been independent for 1.5 years now.
Okay. 1.5 years. Mm-hmm. You're over there. So, and then we got to go now. But what brought you back to Yuma?
This is my hometown. If I'm going to be traveling all over the place, I need to come back to a place that feels like home, and that's Yuma. My family's here. My niece and my nephews are here. And I don't know. I feel like the warmth that you get with the Yuma community, you don't get anywhere else.
I don't think you do. And it's good to have you back. It's cool because you could work from anywhere, right? Independent. So you could make it happen anywhere. It's just limited to your own dreams.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to build. And one thing we didn't get to, you're a voice actress. So that actress thing, you're a voice actress. And you said you've done some video games and certain things. And you also did something with Disney or doing something with Disney. Can we say that or no?
No. But that's going to come out like maybe in a month or so.
Okay.
But yes, it's
Disney's not watching right now, so we're okay. Yeah, but
yeah, like it's been like Verizon, Cricket Wireless, like I'm doing commercials for them. But yes, with this like animated park for kids, I'm gonna be doing like a tagline for them for 3 years. So,
cool.
So that's exciting, and those are all things that I can do from Yuma, Arizona.
You can do it wherever. You got a studio, you just get it done.
Yeah,
and you're back here. And thank you for volunteering to help me out here on the show.
No,
hopefully we could grow this vision together forever, like how long you want to do it.
Thank you so much, Johnny.
And this could be a part of your transition and wherever you go next.
I appreciate you opening the doors, and like I obviously appreciate everyone who's listening. Like, yeah, like thank you for trusting us, and I'm gonna be here, and let's see where this goes.
Awesome. So thank you so much. And with that, we are going to take a break. We have Nolan out there. He's ready to go. He's actually, and I don't know if I can announce it yet, but they're going to be the new sponsors for the show. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. They signed the paperwork. So I guess I can announce it. But we'll be back with Nolan Hare from Tanks Brewery right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
KAWC and Border Radio are supported by the Regional Center for Border Health, committed to developing a qualified local healthcare workforce by offering training for a range of professional occupations at its College of Health Careers. Learn more about the college and its programs, faculty, financial aid, and enrollment at rcfbh.org.
I'm Maria Hinojosa, this week on Latino USA. We bring you a story that takes you across the ocean and into a journalist's personal memories.
The story of the Mariel boat lift is the central story of my life. There was a before and an after. I was never the same after that.
That's this week on Latino USA.
Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer. This week marks the beginning of Arizona's 2026 legislative session. A new polling from November released Wednesday shows voters want reform for school vouchers. Eligibility for the state school voucher program, or empowerment scholarship accounts, was made universal back in 2022. According to the Arizona Education Association's polling, voters back reform for vouchers by more than a 2-to-1 margin, with majority supporting basic accountability, safety, and transparency reforms to protect students and taxpayer funds. AEA President Marisol Garcia said, quote, as lawmakers grapple with a tough financial forecast for 2026, reining in out-of-control voucher spending should be their priority, end quote. The polling conducted by GBAO Strategies found that overall, 67% of voters say they would vote yes on a suite of policies to strengthen oversight of the ESA program. The support extends across partisanship, race, parental status, and geography. For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer.
KAWC and Border Radio are sponsors of the Village Jazz Series, with concerts at 6 every Thursday evening at Yuma Palms Regional Center starting January 15th. The series opener will feature vocalist Renee Grant Patrick and pianist Nicole Pesci. Guests should bring their own seating. Details under Village Jazz at yumajazz.com.
Hey, it's Ana Maria Sayer from NPR Music. Have you ever dreamed of playing behind the iconic Tiny Desk? Now's your opportunity to join the ranks of artists ranging from Robert Plant to Doechii and Catriel y Paco Amoroso to Chapo Rome. Unsigned musicians can enter NPR's Tiny Desk contest between now and February 9th. Learn more and see the official rules at npr.org/tinydeskcontest.
I'm Chris Wheeler, owner of Prison Hill Brewing Company. I support KAWC because I think KAWC brings a service to the community that you don't get on commercial radio. You have news, you have entertainment, you have things like Science Friday. It's a perspective that is not available on a commercial platform, and it's oriented towards the community, for the community, and from within the community. Prison Hill underwrites KAWC and community radio because of what it brings to Yuma. It is the local perspective told by residents and from the view of people in the community. I don't think you get that anywhere else. Supporting KAWC really does bring a service that is not available elsewhere. It's a worthy endeavor, and I think that will just feed back and make Yuma a better place. I'm Chris Wheeler, and I support KAWC.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by Nolan Hare from Tanks Brewing Company and Naked Dates Farm. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. And you're not or unknown when it comes to radio. We were talking off air that you've done radio quite some time. You used to have a morning show and stuff.
Yeah, I used to do a morning drive radio show on a country station up in Oregon, the Dalles, Oregon. It was like a 50,000 watt station, Y102 it was called. So that was a lot of fun, and did some daytime stuff at a bigger 100,000 watt station, and a lot of like ad production and a little bit of sales. So dabbled in a lot of different radio stuff over the years.
So originally from Oregon, and you call it, is Dalles? That's how you pronounce it?
The Dalles. It throws everyone off. It's like one of the only places that has a the in the
okay,
name.
That's what I thought.
So it's two different words.
I thought
the Dalles. So
the Dalles. That sounds cool though, right? That kind of gives it some,
really throws some people for a loop.
What was it like growing up there?
Yeah.
It was kind of just kind of small town vibes out there. It's in the Columbia River Gorge, which is kind of a tourist hotspot, but the Dalles is a small town, about, I think, 15,000 people. And my whole family was there, and yeah, kind of spent my whole childhood there and didn't really go anywhere, move anywhere, do anything different until I was an adult. So
was music always a big part?
Yeah, a big musical family. My mom played piano, and dad was musically inclined. He wasn't really like a musician per se. And then my sister was a avid piano player, so she was a bit older than me, so I'd listen to her playing Bach and Chopin. And then my brother was into metal at the time, so I'd get Metallica and Megadeth out of his bedroom. And then they both kind of turned country after a while, so a lot of different influences. Mom and dad were in the Beatles and the Carpenters, and yeah, both
the Carpenters.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So all over the map musically at home.
Yeah. So then, so you're talking about Al, right?
Yeah, brother Al. He's actually coming down. I'm going to San Diego to pick him up and bringing him over for the last week of the month here.
Yeah, because he got some shows. So Al was into metal, huh?
Oh yeah, he had the hair down to his lower back and mealy in the bedroom all day long. Yeah. It was that status, and he went from that to, believe it or not, a cumbia band.
What?
Yeah, made a big jump and then like landed in country. So
yeah,
again, we're jumping all over the music map.
Yeah, and so I just kind of bring that up with Al, because if people want to see the guy that used to have hair down to that and listening to metal, he's like the human jukebox now or something, right? He plays all kinds of music, or
yeah. So he traded long hair for long fingernails, because he does like the country chicken picking style, where you're just going wild with those fingers on those strings. So yeah, really kind of impressive stuff he does. We toured the country for a long time in a original country band together, and we still get to do a little bit of that, but yeah, things have kind of scattered a little bit over the last couple of years. But yeah, we spent a lot of time on the road together playing a lot of music.
So yeah, you're the youngest, is that?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the youngest, and then so how did you fit in musically? Like what did you get drawn to?
I guess, yeah, elementary school music class is where it kind of started for me.
Mm-hmm.
I started learning there and started learning like the basics of music on piano, and that turned into guitar and bass. And
do you sing?
Yeah, I sing and play a few instruments. And
Carmen sings too, but she wouldn't sing for me today. Yeah, but
we're gonna hold
the day isn't over yet.
Yeah.
We can get this
I like that.
Three-part harmony going.
There we
here.
go. Okay, I'm no three. There's just two. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. But
get you rapping again.
Yeah. So you're doing. You said in elementary school you start to find your own, because you're a musical family. So it must be like, okay, kind of where do I fit into this part? So you found that you are musically inclined like your family. Do you start playing in bands in high school, or?
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, I played a lot in school and a lot in church. And yeah, when I was a young adult, the bass player in my brother's band and two of my brother's bands had to go away to jail for a little while. So they said, hey, you're our new bass player. And I didn't really have a choice in the matter. They kind of threw me in.
There you go.
I started traveling around playing country music, mostly in Oregon, Washington at that time, but kind of quickly grew to where we were touring the west part of the.
How does it grow like that, Nolan? Like you going just from playing the bars or in Dalles, you said there's not that many people there, the Dalles, and the Dalles, and how do you take it to like, okay, we're going to go on the road now?
It's just a lot of small steps. It's just working and working and working and pushing and pushing and pushing. It doesn't just happen. We just put a lot of work into it, a lot of networking, and then
the work that like, is that purposeful? Like you want to get out of the Dalles, you want to be known. Is that one of the goals?
Well, yeah, I think anyone who starts playing music has some sort of deep-rooted ambition to do it somewhere beyond their bedroom. Yeah. And yeah, you find opportunities and you take a step forward and you just kind of keep on doing that. So it's kind of how.
At what age did you recall like saying like, I want to take this to the next level?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It kind of just started happening, I guess. It kind of just started going, especially once I got into the band and kind of got the taste of getting out and traveling and playing. It kind of made me want to look for new opportunities.
Do you know how old you are when you first went on the road?
I was in my early 20s. When I joined the band. I'd say 22, 23 probably. Okay. I'd have to look back at the year and do the math, but I don't like.
No, we don't need a math. We don't math on this show. It's against the rules. But no, so you're about that. You get it. You're out. You're playing for different crowds, not the hometown crowd anymore. And then when somebody takes a liking to your music, that feels great, right?
Yeah, it's always a good time when you get a new opportunity. We got to take our music a lot of cool places like festivals and stadiums and like the stuff you kind of dream about getting to do, and got to do it independently, and even got to take a couple of cracks at trying to go national with it. We had like a bunch of close almosts when it came to that.
You mean like getting signed or?
Yeah. So like one time the A&R VP at Warner Music had our stuff on his desk and was going to take it to a company picnic to play it for the actual decision maker. And like the day before that happened, the company got bought out and that deal fell apart. So
wow.
There's little stuff like that always happens along the way. That it's kind of almost and what if type of moments.
Well, if as much as I've learned from Prince in the record business, it's probably a good thing that didn't happen. So deals are very cited towards record labels. So
yeah, and the whole industry has changed so much since then too.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Been right on the kind of tail end of
with streaming and
traditional record deals, which kind of just don't make any sense anymore. So,
So when did radio come into play on this?
Radio was pretty early on too in my career. I had been doing video production, like making wedding videos and funny little videos for stuff that played around town. And a friend of mine was the program director at our big local radio station. And she had somebody that was she was retiring and moving their production director up to program director. And they knew I had video editing chops and thought I could fall into this role all right. So they brought me in and gave me like a day of training, said, here's the files, here's where you save stuff, here's how you record it. I'll be across the hall learning my new job, so good luck. That was kind of my training in radio production. But I got thrown into it, and that kind of immersed me in the local business community, because when you're recording ads, you get to meet all the business owners that are ordering and usually making those ads with you. So it was kind of a flash forward introduction to local business there too, locally, which kind of helped as I started branching out in some of my own stuff and producing events and booking entertainment and festivals and that kind of stuff.
And you take it all the way to getting on the mic.
Yeah, that was another surprise you're on the radio thing. Like somebody quit and the program director was already committed to being gone. So he's like, so yeah, you're going to do our afternoon shift today. Here's how you record the spots.
All three of us have that same story.
I'll be listening. If you need help, just give me a call. And of course, he goes out of cell range. And the first thing that happens after he left was the production computer crashed. I couldn't record anything. So I had to go like legit live.
Live. Yeah. Oh, and wow.
So he got back into cell range. He's like, oh, you're kind of rushing some stuff, man. Are you listening back to what you're recording before you play it? I was like, no, because I don't have a production computer, so I'm having to do it absolutely live by myself. So thanks for the notes.
Yeah, thanks for the notes. That sucks to get notes while you're doing it live, right? Because it's like that's in the back of your head while you're trying to do it. Like you're just trying to get through the hour or whatever, of radio. And you're like, yeah, that comes in like, you need to change that. Like, I don't know how to do that yet, but thank you. Like to save the notes, but he didn't know, right?
Yeah, it was a little easier in a music format than a talk format for sure, because you get to play the song and have 3 minutes to have your panic attack and get yourself back together.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. When I got in the radio, same thing. He kind of just said, this is what he did. My operations manager, this is what I don't want you to do. All right. See you later. Don't back sell the songs and don't say the time and blah, blah, blah. He gave me like 3 rules and then left. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But I guess that, you put your feet to the fire and you cook something up, so you did it. And we're going to find out after the break. We're going to take a quick break. How you ended up in Yuma with Tanks Brewery. We're going to do that. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. We're going to do that after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Registration is open for the Yuma Territorial Marathon, Half Marathon, and 10K race on Saturday, January 31st. Hosted by the Caballeros de Yuma, this out-and-back course with minimal elevation change is a qualifier for the Boston Marathon. Runners of all levels are welcome. Information at yumamarathon.com.
In Yuma County, it's sunny with a high near 78 degrees. Winds are at 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast. Clear tonight with a low of 48 in Kingman. It's also sunny with a high of 69, a low tonight of 43 in Prescott. Going up to 64 degrees today. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Could gust up to 24. Clear tonight with a low of 35 in Flagstaff. Going up to 52 degrees with some gusting winds up to 25 miles per hour out of the northeast. Clear tonight with a low of 27.
Listen here real soon for an hour, remembering Grateful Dead co-founder Bob Weir. 7 top performances and comments from Grateful Dead historian David Gans.
He was really looking to do something unique every time, and he had a very interesting sense of harmony and rhythm, different from everybody else.
Singing ashes, ashes, all fall down. Ashes, ashes, all fall down.
Bob Weir, remembered, right here, real soon.
Midday Sunday from 11 to 1 on KOFA 94.7 FM. I'm Dave Rigg, General Manager for KAWC and KOFA Border Radio. We are looking for music lovers who can help us create this music mix and present it on the radio. If you'd like to volunteer, send me an email to music@borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here with Nolan Hare from Tanks Brewing Company out there in Wellton. And so how'd you end up in Yuma? And I know Misty and Case, they're from Oregon as well. Are they from the Dalles?
Yeah, so Case and Misty grew up in the Dalles, or at least near the Dalles. Case, his family farmed around the area a lot up there. But I got to know Case when he was in the construction field. He was building homes and doing small commercial construction in Oregon. And I did all of his web and social stuff when that company was going.
Oh, okay.
And then they started talking about dates. And I was like, what the heck is a date? So he brings one up, and I still didn't know what the heck it was. And started learning
did you
about
try it
dates.
right then?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. You know, I'd never.
God's candy
had
is
it,
what I
at
describe
least
it
not
as.
the kind of dates that come from here. You get the dried up ones out of the supermarket.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely not the same thing.
Not the same at all.
So we started doing little photo shoots with different date appetizers and stuff up in Oregon. And I worked on helping develop the first website for the company. And the guy I was working with did the first logo. Actually, it's still the current logo for Naked Dates since the beginning of it. And so involved in the early branding on it. And the more I got to learn about it, I got kind of interested in what they were doing down here. So I started coming to visit. So this would kind of be my little retreat, my little respite from the crazy life I had going on.
Crazy life in the Dalles. Case from up there got a chance to get this farm area here in Yuma. So he's going back and forth.
Yeah. So his parents had been snowbirding down here for years and turned over every rock on the desert and got out to find the farm out there. It was a jojoba bean field. They ripped it out and they planted palm trees and decided it was a hard retirement project and wanted Case to come help. So he kind of slowly transitioned to being down here and out of building full time. And I was visiting down here regularly and kind of tossing around ideas of what it would look like to do brewing and do a restaurant and do activities and events and stuff. And then COVID hit and my whole entertainment world came crashing down.
Yeah, absolutely.
I all of a sudden had time on my hands and an opportunity and got away to here and just started kind of tinkering on it. And we've since been growing the business out there a lot out on the farm. So
how did it originally start? Because I came in at the high tanks portion of it. So it was the farm. Was there the area with the gift shop? Was that always there? Or
yeah. So when Case and Misty moved down here, one of their first things was turning that into a little kind of gift shop, and they were doing date shakes and some sandwiches and stuff out of there, and just a really simple thing and catching whoever was driving by on an ATV. But when we decided to go full steam on trying to get people out there, we did a little music series, and that was successful and got some people there. And we decided to kind of turn the corner from it being kind of the niche little date farm thing to pushing on the kind of brewery event center angle. And that really kind of reached a broader audience because I think locals in Yuma area, they've seen a date farm. They're not going to.
Yeah, we have a few of them.
Yeah. They're not going to drive over the mountain to go see another date farm because they've seen a date farm. I think sometimes, not everybody, but I mean, I think if you're a local here, you're familiar with the date operation. It's not like a new thing. It'd be like visiting a cherry orchard for me up in Oregon. There's a lot of them, but we brought this whole new element of the beer. So we're making beer out of dates and making food out of dates and hosting these events and hosting campouts and yoga and meetups and all kinds of crazy stuff out there. That's kind of added this new level of interest to the place and really been a driver in getting people out there, I think.
Yeah, because beer, that's delicious. Yeah. You get people out, and then it lends itself to a good time. And the people, when they travel, like people come in here visit, right? They're looking for something local. That's like the thing, like what's local? Like I people will buy stuff at Love's because it says Yuma on it, right? You know what I mean? So it's like to find something that's a local beer and traveling, that's something that's very unique.
Yeah, and from being in the service industry, the first thing somebody normally asks if they come and sit down at your bar is, what's something local I can try? Because they want to try something different. So what's more local here than a date beer if you're going to a bar? So it's been pretty successful.
What was like the initial reception from people, from humans?
It's been great, really. I mean, people love it. Like, our biggest challenge has been like getting production to pace with the demand for it, because it just keeps on. Every time we think we've like put a big enough boat in place, we get that just overloaded. So we're always kind of building and growing out there. It's a lot of fun to see, like, so many people came out and said, who's going to come out here to the middle of the desert and do anything? And yeah, we see on weekends, hundreds, if not thousands of people rolling in, and
I have to go show up.
Having a taco or having a beer or taking in some entertainment or doing whatever. We've kind of like been really, really fortunate to have people make the trek and find the place. So.
And it's called High Tanks because that was the place in the middle of the desert, like the last place to get water or something. And if you didn't get your water there, you're dead.
Yeah, there's really interesting history and kind of folklore kind of along the Camino del Diablo out there. And it's the kind of the path from Sonoita to the Yuma area, that you had to find water in these tanks along the mountains or you weren't going to find water on your trip. So Camino del Diablo got its name basically from so many people not making the journey.
So it is it doesn't seem too bad though, because if you go from the foothills, it's not that far of a drive at all, really.
No, it's exit 21, just up over the mountains over there. Exit 21, you go about 6 miles on old Highway 80, and you hang a right on 25E. You go 2 more miles.
And there it is,
which is like
find it.
How many minutes away from Yuma?
Well, from foothills, about another 15 minutes. Like from where we're at here, another 25 minutes total. So like to the other end of town.
And beer and dates and live music
and delicious food. I gotta say, like the food is really good. Really, really good food. And so, give us an example of some of the events that are coming up. I know I'm going to be out there when Kelly comes down this month.
Yeah, Kelly Hughes is coming back. He's a local favorite around here. He's about once a month out there, but he's going to be here on the 31st. I mean, before that, we got Billy Melton's going to be out there, the Astronauts, Blue Fire Revival, Zach Grooms, he's coming. He's the lead singer in my band, so I'm bringing them all back from San Diego. He'll be out here on the 24th, and then my brother Al on the 30th. After that, we got a couple bigger events coming up. We've got a really great Nashville artist, Jeremy McComb, coming in and doing his, they do this awesome like 90s tribute show, like fully decked out in the attire and the light show and the whole like 90s vibe out there. So it's really, really something we're excited about. And we also have a really great band coming out that was here last year that really packed the place. Motel California, they're a tribute to the Eagles and CCR, and they're doing 2 nights there. They're going to do a veterans appreciation show as well. That's on the 6th and 7th of March. The show with Jeremy McComb is going to be on, where did it go here? I lost it. I just had it. That's on a Thursday, actually. I'm looking for the right week here. I had it in my notes.
If people want to look for it, where do they find out more information?
Hightanks.com. That has all of that good stuff. Thursday, the 26th is when that 90s show with Jeremy McComb is. And we do music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday out there on the farm. So you can always find a good time out there. Open Thursday through Sunday, 11 to 7. Or if you want to go to our tap room in Wellton, right in town in Wellton, that one is open 7 days a week at 11 o'clock.
And you have a 1-year anniversary coming up for that one, right?
Yeah, that's going to be on Saturday, the 24th. We're doing music all day, doing some special deals on pizza and beer, and just kind of celebrating being open for a year in our small little farm town out there and servicing the community there. So we're excited to be there. We're happy to be in the community of Wellton. Happy to be open year round out there. So hoping to celebrate with our neighbors that day on the 24th.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good job, and congrats to all the success and putting something in the desert, saying like, who's going to come out here?
Thank you for doing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you guys made it happen.
Well, we got to get you out there to check it out. We got to get you back out there and see some of the new changes this year.
Yep, I'll be out there when Kelly Hughes shows up. I love him because when he first met him, he came up, "You're Johnny Porter?" And I'm like, "You're Kelly Hughes. You're telling me that? Like, we're best friends now." You know?
Starstruck.
Yeah, he was like, "I listen to you all the time." So anyway, so thank you so much. I appreciate you, Nolan. And with that, it's time for the legal read, and we'll see if we get it right today. No. What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Ornelas, Juan Garcia, Dave Reek, and Cecilia.
And you can find more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. Stay tuned for more for KOFA's Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we have Karina Jones on the show. And that's it so far. So I'm going to have to find somebody else to fill in.
You can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio.
All right. So, yeah, thanks again, Nolan. Appreciate you. And we didn't get her to sing this time.
All right. It's not too late. We have
to sing next time.
8 seconds.
Okay, what do we sing?
Give me something.
I don't know.
Next time.
Okay, next time.
That was good, though. That was good. That's going to be a highlight reel for us. For now. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back tomorrow, and I won't be singing at all. So.
Broadcasting from Yuma campus of Arizona Western College for more than 55 years, this is Border Radio, 94.7 FM, KOFA Yuma. We also broadcast at 1320 AM in Yuma, at kawc.org, and on the KOFA app.
The 7th annual Tour de Fields bicycle ride will take place in Wellton on March 21st, with pre-registration and bike bash on the 20th. The event, open to participants of all ages, will feature various ride lengths, all of which wind their way past the scenic agricultural fields of Wellton. More information and registration is at tourdefields.org.